The city did not wake up in silence. But this silence was not the absence of sound, it was the sound of order. The rhythm of hammers, the scrape of leather, the tension of ropes. People did not speak, yet they heard one another. Where Ahieverin was, sound came before words. Matthaeus walked among these sounds. He was neither a master nor an apprentice. No one asked why he was there, because here. No one began with why.
Baba's words felt heavier in the city. I stand between animal and human. He stands between human and human.
Matthaeus began to understand what this meant. At the lodge, boundaries were invisible. Here, boundaries were held by everyone. The first unrest came because of this. The shouting from the marketplace was unclear at first. A child screamed, then a woman, then a man. Snake. The word struck the silence like stone. People stepped back, but the snake did not move forward. From within the crowd, Matthaeus noticed something. The animal was coiled between stones. It did not attack. It did not flee. It was waiting. Fear, however, does not wait. A man bent down. His hand reached for a stone. Matthaeus felt his chest tighten. He recognized this moment. The moment one decides, and others follow. Ahieverin did not step forward. He stood at the center. He did not shout. He did not raise his hand. He made that sound. The sound without words, heard at night. The snake stopped. The people did not. As the man's arm froze mid-throw, Matthaeus stepped forward. Reflexively, without thought, he seized the man's wrist. Not violently, but firmly, the man turned. Their eyes met. Let go, the man shouted. Matthaeus did not. The crowd shifted. Some shouted ... some withdrew. Then a voice rose from within the crowd. Stop! It was not loud, but it was familiar. The man stepped forward. His face turned toward Matthaeus. Matthaeus recognized him. From the battlefield, the man pointed. This man, he said. Has he told you who he is? No one answered. This man, he continued, burned a village. Silence fell. The snake was forgotten. The stone dropped. They separated the women, the man said. They dragged the children away. The crowd split. Some looked at the accuser. Some at Matthaeus. Matthaeus did not deny it. That angered some even more. What is he doing here? Someone shouted. Another asked. Is this path open to everyone? Ahieverin stepped forward. For the first time, into the crowd, he looked at Matthaeus. Then at the man. Here, he said. We do not ask who you are, but what you carry. The man laughed, a bitter laugh. You call this a burden, he said. Matthaeus spoke. I did not come here to be forgiven, he said. I came because I realized I could no longer run. The words did not calm the crowd. But they stopped it, because this was not a defense. Ahieverin remained silent, and that silence pulled Matthaeus back into his past. The village smelled of smoke. It was not burning yet, but it would. Matthaeus held his sword. His hand did not tremble. The commander shouted. The order was clear. Clean it. He had heard that word before. It always meant the same thing. Doors were broken. People screamed. A woman stepped in front of Matthaeus. Her child behind her. Matthaeus stopped. For a moment. Then someone shoved him from behind. Move, they shouted. Matthaeus moved. He did not raise his sword, but he held the door. Others entered. Screams rose. Matthaeus stepped outside. The village began to burn. That day, no one said, you did this. But no one said, you stopped it either. And he understood then. Not stopping was also doing. Matthaeus's breath quickened. The crowd returned. The man was still there, This, he said, is his burden. AySon nodded. Yes, he said, this is his burden. And what about ours? Someone shouted. AySon looked at the crowd. Keeping him here, he said, is yours. Silence. Some stepped back, some stayed. Matthaeus lowered his head. AySon approached him. Gayakli Baba, he said, brought you across the boundary. Then he added, I placed you among people. Matthaeus said nothing. If this burden, AySon said, crush you, the path ends. And if it doesn't, Matthaeus asked. AySon looked at him. If it doesn't, he said, then you were never on the path. Night fell. The city fell silent. But this silence was not peace. That night, Matthaeus did not leave the city. He walked its edges instead, not the streets where people lived, but the narrow paths where walls met darkness. Here, no one worked, no one watched. The city ended, and the unknown began. Matthaeus stopped beside a half-collapsed wall and sat. For the first time since the battlefield, he allowed himself to remember without justifying. He remembered the faces not as enemies, but as witnesses. What unsettled him most was not what he had done, but how easily it had fit into order. Orders had names, silence had reasons, and violence had always arrived wearing necessity. Here, there were no orders, only choice. Footsteps approached.
Matthaeus did not turn. He knew who it was. You could have denied it. Everyone said.
Matthaeus nodded. I thought about it, he replied. For a moment, and AySon asked. If I denied it, Matthaeus said, I would still be running, just slower. AySon sat beside him. This city, he said, will not cleanse you. Matthaeus looked up. Then why am I here? AySon answered without hesitation. Because this is where people learn. That guilt does not disappear when forgiven, only when carried. They sat in silence. Then AySon added, tomorrow others will come, not to accuse you, but to watch what happens to a man. Who stays? Matthaeus exhaled slowly. And if I fail? AySon stood. Then they will learn that too. The city lights flickered behind them. For the first time, Matthaeus understood. The path was no longer about crossing thresholds. It was about being seen, while standing still.
Please like and subscribe for more.